Well, guys, yeah, I'm still wearing the same outfit because I decided to go like till midnight or whatever time it is in the garage. This is going to be front brakes on a 2008 2500 HD Big Red Machine. Now, originally I wasn't going to do a brake replacement on this video, just because, I mean, generally brakes are about the same. Take off the rotor and all this other crap and it's an easy switch. This one has a twist to it. That being said, I'm going to show you what you should do as soon as you get to this part right here, where you got the getting ready to take off the brake caliper. Get you some really good peanut butter blaster. Got the big can because I like to party. Squirt it in that hole. You'll see why here in a minute. Because usually foreign cars have this particular type of rotor. I don't know that I've seen it on a GM, honestly. Now your 3500 series, you actually have to knock out these studs backwards to get the rotor off. At least on the rear. The front, I'm not really sure. I saw it done once at work. Needless to say, I don't play around with the 3/4 ton and 1 ton stuff much because, man, it's a lot of extra work. These things are built super heavy duty. So, another thing I was going to show you. I hope you have a grease gun. I do. Get you. See how this old feller's been deprived? Now, I checked the front end, and it's just like on the Honda Race van I showed you. There's a grease fitting right here. Most of these trucks have a grease. This is called a grease zerk, if you want to be correct about it. Or if you don't, a grease fitting. So, I'm going to bet the oil change guy and or the person maintenance in this truck has missed this religiously, because it's covered in goop, right? Do yourself a favor while these wheels and stuff are off. Grease it. I mean, why not? You know, I'm actually going to go a little bit above and beyond and paint all of this stuff like I did the other side. Yes, I've already done the other side, and that's why I decided to do this video. So, let's just recap again. Now, this is a 2500 series, 08 model, I believe. So, I did what I usually do, and I put this screwdriver in there, and I pressed back the pistons. Pistons, plural. That's going to come into play, too. I then take these bolts loose that hold on just the caliper. Now, I'm going to take those off, and then if you can see them, which, hold on, let me get a light here. You have to take off this bracket that holds on the caliper, and it's held on by these big bolts right there. Underneath this brake hose, right? Can you see it now? Right here. They're crusty, rusty, and nasty. This is 200,000 miles of, you know what, your brakes are fine. Well, they're really not, because this truck has a slight pulsation up front. And, I mean, it's not really horrible. But, I mean, if you're going to tow, you might as well know that you can stop 100%. And I just don't like that. I mean, that's... You can see where the brake pad's been hitting. And, furthermore, you can see where it hasn't. So I'm going to unbolt all of this stuff, and then I'm going to show you how to get this rotor off of here. It's different. All right, so I unbolted the 2 bolts right there to hold on that caliper mounting bracket right there. This big old sucker right here. And yeah, you need to clean up your slides, wire brush, something like that. Make sure you don't breathe in that nasty stuff. It could have asbestos fibers in it. Now, this right here, you see this extra hole? And that fella right there, there's 2 of them. and they're perfectly across from each other. Like I say, I have only seen these usually on Hondas and Toyotas and all this kind of stuff. So you need to find a bolt. Actually, you need to find 2 bolts, because what you need to do is press this off of the hub. And darn it, that's sliding. All right, Trudia. All right, there we go. So you're going to have 2 of them, because you got to press it off evenly. Come on now, get in there, dirty bird. The other side, I had a Allen and one of these, and worked out pretty darn good. But you know, you gotta push on them together, and come on, get in there. There you go. Just being a little cantankerous. Where in the world? There we go. Now, this is where something like this would come in handy. Not a stink bug, but check this out. Now, as you run that in, that presses on the hub. You're going to want a WD in between all of those there. This is 200,000 miles if I ain't moving. And you want to try to do it evenly. And as you can see, that puppy, she no want to move. So we may have to get a bigger impact. But nonetheless, you work in between these 2 right here. On the other side, one of these stripped. So I had to get a bigger bolt and kind of force in there, and it eventually popped off. So I'm going to get a bigger impact. Unfortunately, I think that means I got to kill that light and use that. So all right, well, let me, hold on. I put one on charge earlier, so. There's my one. Okay. We're just gonna snag this other battery. And if I brought my 3/8 impact, there she is. All right. So we're just gonna hurry up, and we're gonna switch him on over. You're gonna want a really hard bolt too, because the first 2 or 3, they had soft threads and they stripped. I mean, they stripped easy. Hold on a sec. Get on there. All right, here we go. Let's get something a little more oomph. See that? I think that stripped. You'll hear these things pop. I hope. Darn it. You can see what happens is it'll strip these out, and it'll strip these bolts as well. So looks like I'm gonna have to work on this one a little bit. We'll stick this bolt in it and see what the heck happens. So anyway, guys, that's the basic how you get them out. You're gonna have to, and I tell you what I might do is smack this rotor right here. I'm going to show you how I did that other side. This is something I did on the other side. It's called the slap method with the hammer. And what you do, one, make sure you don't hit your hand like I did, because it hurt. But you take one hammer, you set it there, and you smack the poopy out of her. Now what that does is it loosens the rust in between this rotor and the hub. I probably should have done that before I started really working it. In fact, I'm going to back out this bolt. Excuse me. I'm gonna back out that bolt so I don't mess it up. So I'm gonna go all the way around this, smack it, and then we're going to, where'd my hat go? Where'd you go, fella? Is that it? No, that's my welding helmet. Look at that sucker. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, there's my hat. And yes, I've put a old tube TV in here, one I've had for years, so I can watch movies while I work. So anyway, I'm gonna do that and hopefully she pops right off. Okay, so if you're having as much trouble as I did, I went ahead and smacked the backside of this rotor right here, right on the pressure plate with a hammer. I'm going to replace these rotors anyway. Do not smack the rotor if you're not going to replace it, because it ain't going to be good. But I did see progress. So here in a second you'll see it. Come on now. And I also left these screws in as I was smacking the backside of this rotor. Sorry for that horrible, annoying noise. I know it's terrible. See that? And it went. Just like that. So believe me, look at how stubborn it is now. Still stubborn. Look at all that rust down in there. That's what held that sucker on. And it's, like I say, it's been on there since 2008, guys. So don't be afraid to give it a good old Wally mop and smack on the back side of that rotor. If you got new rotors, go ahead. You know, if you can't get the rotor off, you're gonna have to get the rotor off after you smack the backside, because she definitely ain't gonna be in round. So I already made the decision, she's coming off somehow. But clean all this stuff off of here, spray it really good with brake clean. You can even put anti-seize if you want to on the back here. Being that this truck has 203 or 4, somewhere 1,000, I'm actually just going to clean it up really good, hit it with some brake clean, and being that that's a brand new rotor, it'll at least take a week or two for it to build up any kind of nastiness. So that's what I really want to show you. And then pretty much you just throw the rotor on, you put on your caliper bracket, your caliper, your new sets of pads, and my friend, you just did front brakes on a 2500 Super Duty. And my light's going dead. That's fine. So I just want to do this real quick episode because I had a heck of a time. Don't forget, do the smack method or slap method on the front, 2 hammers, where one end just meets the other, and get your hands out of the way, because I already cracked my thumb and I thought I almost broke it. So it's really easy to do. You can use it on multiple things in automotive, and it's gold. It's money, baby. It's good stuff. I also had to turn this wheel all the way in because these bolts right here was not playing. They were 13/16, never been moved. So I had to break out the big old breaker bar and, I mean, really give it heck. But the main thing, guys, make sure you're greasing your slide pins. I got my grease out here. It's a multi-purpose valve line. Make sure you're greasing good, because if not, these things are going to stick. You're going to warp a rotor. You're going to wear out pads. And you're going to be right here again. So do it right the first time. Just get it done. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was some real good information. The rears look like they're just slide on. There's no extra holes there, so I don't foresee anything crazy. If it does, I'll do a rear brake video tonight. I honestly hope it doesn't. So it should just be, it should be like front regular brakes or whatever, but on the rear, you know. And them are white letter tires. Why wouldn't it? Look at this. These are raised white letter tires. Why would they? These people obviously was not rednecks like me. If I get a tire machine, I'm fixing that problem. Old dad likes white letter out. What the world, dude? Anyway, if you don't mind, right there, somewhere in there, hit the subscribe button. I'd really, really appreciate it. Thanks to all of you that watch. I appreciate you taking your time out watching these goofy videos. Hopefully you're learning something. Plenty of videos to come. We're getting ready to do the famous oil pump ring that likes to crack down in here, and yeah, that's a chore for, I don't know if I'll get to it this, I might do it this week. We'll see, and then I'll air it on the weekend. You know, so you guys get more videos, and I get to chillax on my weekend maybe. Probably not, but you know. Anyway, thanks for watching. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next time on Right Turn Garage TV.